Hi, it's January 28th, and I've been doing a dry January, and I gotta say, like, I don't recommend it. I don't really, I would say that I feel very minimal benefits. Like, am I sleeping better? Do I have more energy? I think I do. I've lost like 2 pounds or something, or maybe 5 pounds. I don't know. Do I look younger? I don't know. And to offset the those gains is it's been very hard and I would say extremely boring. And I guess other people could have different experiences with it, but when you don't have alcohol to like smooth over your boredom, kind of excite your mind, and you just like could be like around your house, like hanging out um, with your husband or whatever or whoever, and you're less bored because you're like feeling the effects of alcohol, and you're like, wow, drinking the drinks, and it's like taking you someplace else. And I have a lot of boredom in my life, which I think is maybe some of it is usual and maybe some of it is unusual. I'm a writer. I don't really write anymore. I'm sick of writing. I don't really like to write. Um, but I make a lot of movies. Anybody that knows me knows I'm on social media a lot, making all my movies, which I'm trying to get the attention of some players in the business to do my epic TV series, which is going to be epic. And it's so hard to get the attention of producers, screenwriters, actual people big in the business. They have secret emails, which in the business, people know that email. So if you were to go to IMBD and, even pay to get access to these people's emails, you're not going to get it. And it's just going to come back. I've tried that. It's just going to come back right away. There's some assistant somewhere that just their only job is to reply to everybody, every unknown person that sends these queries or their screenplays or their novel ideas to these big people. They just say, sorry, Ms. So-and-so, Mr. So-and-so is very, very busy and can't consider your project. And they do that, my husband said, but I believe it. They do that so they don't get a lawsuit later where somebody says, that somebody used my material, against my will. They say, no, we're not interested in your material. And I don't think they even read it. I think it's just because the market is flooded. People are flooded with unknown screenwriters, novelists, people that want to get into the biz. Everybody thinks, they can sit at home and type away and strike it rich, like, 50 Shades of Grey or Twilight or Harry Potter or, Good Will Hunting. Like that was an example of young people. I think it was some kind of a spec thing they sent in, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. They sent in some kind of a spec thing and got it produced. But the market's flooded now. It's flooded and it's oversaturated. So it's a daunting task for me to get the attention. There's a couple of people I'm thinking about, I know about. It's karmic, it's past lives with them and karma this life to do this project, but it still is very frustrating. It's extremely boring. It's, for me, it's a very long timeline of frustration of when is the deal going to get sealed. And of course I have to think it's going to happen. I have to know it's going to happen or I wouldn't keep doing it. But so hence, when alcohol is removed from my life and I'm faced with the reality of my life, it is, it's very boring. And the other thing I wanted to talk about is we watched, my husband and I, the 19, I don't even know what year it was, 1990 or 2000, the remake of Wuthering Heights with Juliette Binoche and Ralph Fiennes. Is that how you pronounce his name? Ralph Fiennes as Heathcliff. And she was freaking incredible as Kathy. She played both the first Kathy and then the younger daughter, Kathy, as well. She was freaking incredible, Juliette Binoche. Now, Heathcliff, he's hard to play. He's a really difficult character. And I was just realizing that one of my goals, post doing my Donatella TV series, would be to redo Wuthering Heights. That it's been attempted so many times in movie form, and it's failed every time, in my opinion. I think a lot of people's opinions. It just includes so much over-the-top passion, darkness, revenge. It's a very gothic story, and I mean, it's one of those things, like, I always loved it. It was like, it's my favorite novel. I just loved it, reread it. I understand Heathcliff and Kathy. I understand Wuthering Heights. I grew up in a situation like Wuthering Heights. I understand a house that goes into isolation, madness, you know, alcoholism, shame. You're cut off from the world. And I had several past lives too in situations like that. So I understand the boredom, the what happens when people are not in community, and when madness takes over. And you know, I would play it more that way, with the madness and the boredom. And I would love to see Heathcliff, you know, crawling through the muddy, you know, the dirt and the moors in a filthy suit, you know, kind of a la Saltburn, with some mad music playing. Some, like, I would take it more into surrealism, mad and mental, and that his very dark personality traits are, you know, they're really, it's, you know, it's madness, it's from isolation. And who's going to help you? Like, in those situations, the way Wuthering Heights is set up, there's nobody to help you. There's nobody to help you get better. It's not like there's a community, and it's not like there's therapy. So people just, it gets worse and worse as the years go by. And anyway, so that, I'm excited thinking about Wuthering Heights. And the other thing I wanted to say is, and you can look at the pictures. I don't have them here because I'm just talking, but look at pictures of Emily Bronte, who wrote Wuthering Heights, and then she died at 30. And look at pictures of Joyce Carol Oates. And I know that is that same soul reincarnated. Joyce Carol Oates was also one of my favorite authors growing up. I was just obsessed with her. And she has the same romantic, dark gothic. And that's a lot of her stories and novels were in that dark gothic vein. And she was very prolific. But you don't come out of the gate and be a writer like Joyce Carol Oates, so prolific as she was, without having had that in your back pocket from past lives. So Emily Bronte, Wuthering Heights, an incredible novel, but she only had the one, then she died. So then she came back with a vengeance as Joyce Carol Oates. But anyway, this is like in this line, I view myself in a line of female women, you know, women artists, women writers that tell these sort of dark stories. So anyway, that's where we're at. And yeah, I think I will put, okay, no, I'm not doing, yeah. So anyway, that's that. And Wuthering Heights, yeah. And my birthday's coming up soon, and February's coming up soon, and I'm going to be done dry January, and hopefully celebrating my big victory in the world. Yeah.